There we go. We nailed it. All right, so we're back at the top of the order. High speed. You're currently running around it.
I'd like
Baton's trying to annoy him.
Gotcha's already on it, trying to do the handcuff thing.
Yes. Yep, kind of in between the two giants that have been battling so far.
I'd like to try to stun it to where it gets a little more confused.
Okay, how are you doing that?
Give it a concussion, maybe? No, probably not. I'm not sure. I would like to try to inspire Hellion. Give him an advantage.
Okay.
So, I'm assuming I can still run around and poke it because that's not an action, according to you.
Yes, you would take another turn to speak.
Yeah.
And then you would have more running, and then you would, once again, kind of just run around taunting, but without the effects of taunt.
Yeah. I'd like to try to, pull away from the fight real quick and go on the mic, come on, Hellion. You're a lot stronger than this, man. You're letting a turtle beat you? Lucy? Come on, man. What a coward you are. Letting a turtle, of all things, kick your ass? The fuck is this bullshit, man? Come on, Lucy. Do better, man. We got a word for you back home. And it starts with a P. Pussy.
I am going to throw the turtle at high speed.
Make a grapple check.
Use my dodge at advantage because I'm kind of expecting it.
No.
I do have movement though left, so I'd like to get as far away from him as possible. Because it's still my turn, right? I got movement though.
Yeah, and you want to keep running around, I'm assuming, correct? Okay, so what are you doing?
I'm going to go duck for cover away from him.
Okay.
Okay, so
because I know what's going to happen.
22.
22? Yeah, you pick him up and you can throw him at the direction that he at high speed is running.
As you're saying all that, Hellion just turns and looks at you, and his eyes are glowing. And it looks like he literally has lava frothing at his lips. And then he just grabs the tortoise and he just goes, just throws him in your direction.
Yep. So you at first you see this giant turtle and it's first out and then he tucks it into the shell and is now spinning at you.
It's a blue shell, yippee.
Although this is worse than the blue shell.
It's a nuke.
It's a Kappa. It's a King Kappa shell.
Oh crap!
As it's now coming at you, so now roll to dodge.
Crap! I did too much. 20. Let's go.
All right.
Shit. Fuck.
Yeah, you feel it hot on your tail somehow. Like you're not sure how he threw it this hard to catch you, but it catches up to you. And as you see, there's a hallway. You quickly duck down that way as it keeps going down this straight path, and hits the end of the back and starts bouncing back.
It doesn't go out the window?
No, the direction you throw it at was the solid wall.
Okay, gotcha.
Why doesn't it just get lodged in the wall? That makes more
Because
sense.
superhero physics.
The physics are all off, man.
So he hops out of his shell as soon as he kind of hits that wall. He and just rolls in, comes back out. He's like, "You've pissed me off for the last time." And you see as he puts his hand behind his back and he pulls out a red shell. And he goes back with the other hand, pulls out another red shell. He's like, "Die!" and throws both of them. One goes towards Hellion, the other goes towards high speed.
I punch it.
Send it back. Return
So are you ignoring you're gonna just ignore dodge?
I'm enraged right now, yeah.
Yeah, so you're ignoring dodge, so don't even worry about that then.
My inspire to him is give him ideas. My inspire to him is piss him off.
Perfect, so now roll for your toughness to see how much of an effect it does.
And now, do I?
You're gonna have to.
That's a
well,
30.
That's a 30?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So you see as you punch it, and the moment you two contact, it explodes in your hand as it disappears. Now, high speed. Roll dodge.
I'm in a narrow hallway, right?
Yes.
You know what time that is? It's time for favorite environment. Woo!
Explain why it's a favorite environment.
Trenches. I grew up in those. Became a soldier in those.
Okay.
It's great.
So still roll a dodge.
I get circumstance bonus there, so.
So what does it give you a number?
No, it just says I get a better advantage.
Okay, so it's your rank
That
you would add.
for that would be dodge, so I get a +5, and it's already a 16, so
Okay.
21.
So what do you do in this trench?
I'd like to just do what I did a few other times before it and just run, get onto the wall, and then just run behind it. So it's going one way, and I'm just.
So yeah, you start to run up the wall, do a whole loop, and you see as it's following you.
Oh shit!
As it catches you
Fuck!
and explodes.
Not another explosion.
So roll toughness.
I'm going home this time, guys. 20! Not 20, baby! +2, so.
Okay. So the explosion goes off, and you lose your balance on whichever part of the building of the wall you are as you're kind of making your descent down after this kind of loop around you're trying to do.
The other wall then, yeah.
Exactly, yeah, you're on the opposite wall. And as you come down, it explodes, and the explosion luckily shoots to the wall. So you have no wall to stand there, but you are just continuing to go down this narrow hallway.
Yeah. So, I'm assuming it kind of hits the wall, because I'm assuming it kind of tracked me like a
It homes
missile.
on you, correct?
Yeah. So it kind of saw that I was on the wall, but I was moving too fast for it, so I just hit the wall.
To you, it feels like your one step was just enough air pressure to slightly change the direction that the explosion was going.
Got it. So I kind of ran back down onto the floor.
And you're at the end of a giant hole that was just created as the explosion goes off.
I want to look back real quick and be like, holy shit, near-death experiences 5 times today. Holy shit.
Near death. There was a real death.
Shut up. Can we stop bringing him up now?
It's been 10 minutes.
Don't care. Didn't ask.
Alright, so then at that point it is... Oh shit, Gotcha was attached to all that.
You threw Gotcha with the Kappa.
I would say probably at that point when you picked up Kappa, his arm just fell through the thing and she's like, oh, okay. Oh, shit. And she just watches you throw him.
Did he take extra damage because he had to rip him out of the floor?
Well, no, he didn't have the thing in his foot.
He already ripped that out and he attacked. Yeah, he actually attacked him with it.
Hit it on the head.
He did take damage from it, but...
Folded over and then gave him a haircut.
But yeah, so you see as Gotcha's now kind of next to you guys, like, are you ready for another throw? And she looks at Hellion.
I'm gonna throw him off the top of this building.
Jesus, sounds more pissed.
Like, well then. And she's like, okay, well, let's
Can
see
you
what...
get us up there?
Get who up? Where?
I'll grab him and then you take us to the top. And then I'll let him go.
That's very iffy at best.
Take a risk, leader!
High speed, leader. Sorry, that was me. I'm gonna try to be less mean going forward. I'm sorry.
As you say this, you see as she kind of goes into a mile-long stare.
Gotta be the less of a dick.
And she now is now exactly. You see as she's no longer able to move, speak, or say anything to you. And she just stares off and is now, you're assuming, thinking of something that happened.
Do I? No, I don't see this because I'm in the hallway.
Nobody would see this or see her face except for maybe Hellion if he paid attention. And that's up to him.
Well, tell him.
He might not. But yeah, so that's actually her turn then.
Okay.
Great.
Great.
PTSD.
Yeah. Brought it out.
Okay, so
Yeah, it's his turn.
okay, yeah.
So I don't see anything through the hole.
All you see is that there was an interaction between Hellion and Gotcha. Hellion yelled something, and Gotcha froze and stopped.
I am gonna think they have this,
We don't.
and I am gonna go.
We don't.
I'm
Love
gonna
that.
go to where the hidden room was
Okay.
and see if it's open.
Okay.
Yeah.
You start walking down that way, and you see as like a good portion of that, like the side walls is gone, removed from some kind of explosion. You see that where it's collapsed is where like Luke is, and you started moving some of those pieces near that like first doorway, and you make it to that door, and you look in, and you see that the door's still there. A lot of that room has got a lot of rubble, but you still see that there's power to that door, and you see kind of a almost like kind of the frame of a building from the out, like from pieces of the wall missing, like there's another building in
So
there.
it looks like he was trying to get in.
It looks like he was either trying to get in or possibly just destroy it so that nobody else could get in. You're not entirely sure at this point. It just a lot of rubble, and still intact is the doorway, but it's not necessarily open. It's still closed.
I'm gonna try use my multi-tool and try to hack or not hack, but break the code.
Sure, yeah, you're trying to just get the door open however you can. You pull out your multi-tool, you start unscrewing all the hinges, and you see that that doesn't work. You start messing with kind of the pin pad, and you make a technology check.
-1.
-1.
It's 25.
25. Okay. So yeah, I will say that as for now, you're still trying to break into it, so we'll save that for what happens when you break into it. You will break into it. We'll just talk about what happens next. As you're you're finalizing how you're going to get this door open. You know there's a couple of wires that you need to cut and like reattach in other locations to kind of fool into giving you the right override. So you start making snips and you start working your way into getting those into the right position. So we're back at the top of the order then. High speed, you're just beginning to catch your breath for one moment as you're down this hallway and you have a massive opening in the wall next to you. You see out it, you see the like a back alleyway kind of where you came in. You see that alleyway.
Do I see the homeless guy?
You don't see any homeless guy.
The one who I stole my clothes back from?
No, you don't see that homeless guy. He must have ran off when the explosion happened.
I look back. I get on the radio like, I have our exit. Everything good out there? Where's the turtle guy? What's going on? Gotcha. Hellion?
You get radio silence from Gotcha. Hellion.
Yeah,
Hellion's probably also in
Yeah.
no response mode, so you don't hear anything from those two.
I'd like to exit the hallway and run over to them.
So you're able to make it to the hallway, like the edge of the hallway, so you can peek around the corner and see both sides.
That's as far as I can move.
With your
It's a long ass hallway.
with the extra movement you did to try and dodge, I think it adds up. From the shell that was attacking you, because you ran in there, so I would say you at least had 20, 30-ish feet of movement into the hallway. Then the turtle shell, I would say I give you an extra 30 feet to use your dodge move unless you decide to like that.
That's
Which
pretty
then-
much what I did.
Okay. So then, yeah, you would be 30 feet, so you get 30 more feet from that edge where you could look down and see either
How
King
far-
Kappa or go the other direction. You'd see your friends.
How far are they?
They're gonna be like probably close to 50 feet.
Got it.
King Kappa's closer to 20 away from where you are.
Fuck. But can I see them from where? I could like visually.
Yeah, you could visually see everybody from once you get to this like the hallway that you took. You could see like a little entranceway. You could look down both directions and you can see King Kappa and your friends at the opposite end.
Can I kind of see what's going on with Gotcha? Like,
You do, because as you take a quick look down, you see as she's kind of looking down that hallway. She's not looking at you, even when you try and like get her gaze. It's never ever truly on you.
got it. So I'd like to duck, kind of like, because I didn't run out. I kind of just look back and kind of put my back against the wall and I go into calm. And I'd like to use Inspire for this. And I just go, I've seen that look before, Gotcha. You gotta come back to us. PTSD, it's not fun. I'm pretty sure my dad has it. World War I veteran, he saw it. A lot of combat. It sucks. People die. That's what happens in combat and war. War is hell. Believe me. But in this moment, we need you. After all, you're our fearless leader.
Perfect. What do you do now?
I'd like to. Is Kappa unconscious? King Kappa
No, he's standing up.
standing up. I see him. I would like to step out from the hallway, and I'd like to point at him and call him a fat idiot.
Okay, I'll
and
say
run
Nope.
straight at him.
I'll say for the rest of your movement, I'll allow you to make another action.
For the rest of my movement.
For the rest of your movement, so you can pop out, Spider-Man point at him and say something, but you cannot move. You spend the rest of that moment taunting him the whole way. Even when it's somebody else's turn, you're still taunting.
You know what? I only have 30 feet. I can only either go back that way or straight through him.
I think that's a pretty generous offer
That's a great offer,
to
actually.
let you actually taunt again.
I'll do it. I'll take it.
Okay. So yeah, what you say is you're beginning to taunt.
Hey, you stupid turtle. Guess who's gonna come kick your ass some more? My buddy over there, Hellion. Look at him.
As
He's that
he
big old muscular guy. Look at you, you stupid wide fool. You fool!
roll a intimidation plus the modifier for taunt, which I think gives you a circumstance bonus.
Yeah, 18. Taunt use deception, so I'd add my 3. So 18 makes that a 21. And then plus 2, so that is a 23.
Perfect. You see as he was gazing off towards Hellion, locking eyes with him, preparing to fight him, as he now hears this little man yelling at him as he looks down, and he locks eyes with you, and he's just staring you down this whole time that you're just saying something at him. So you kind of see in his eyes that he's calculating something in this brief moment.
It was at that moment he knew he fucked up.
He fucked up.
Yeah, pretty much. So, what are you thinking about, dummy? There's probably nothing going on in that little head of yours, huh? That stupid turtle brain, right? You can't think.
Yeah.
You got your head bashed in by Hellion, so you got no thoughts up there.
As it's Hellion's turn, while he's now saying how great you are to taunt someone else.
Yeah, this is my buddy. He's like super strong. He'll kill you.
What is in this hallway? I think I'm kind of having a moment of clarity where we're not like just hurling punches at each other. I just kind of look around.
Yeah, so you see where you're standing that you're near the elevator still.
Oh,
You haven't really moved much. You still have rubble below you from the ceiling that you caved in.
mhm.
You see You could easily, within your area, you could easily grab like a table or a chair that you could potentially throw. Like there's lots of objects that you could find and just toss if you have a type of shape that you're looking for.
How close is King Kappa to the elevator?
He's pretty far. He's way down the hallway. If 50, 60, 70 feet-ish away from you, kind of, you threw him almost exactly down the entire opposite side wall, or alley, and he's kind of like, you're at one end where most people come off the elevator. He's like where people who live at or work at the last aisle, they go to that corner and go through those back doors.
Oh, so that would lead to a stairwell.
No, it leads to like offices. Like it's just office on this side, office on that side where he's at. You have like a lobby that leads down this opposite direction that has like the computer stuff or the weird room that he's looking at currently, as well as kind of like a printing room and kind of those kind of technologies all in a separate section.
Okay.
We're our own.
I had forgotten that there was distance between us. So Hellion is
Yes, everyone else is on the
away,
fourth floor.
Hellion is going to leap at him. Not jump straight up. He's going to use his leap. He goes down on all fours, digs his hooves, and he's going to push off and leap right at King Kappa.
So you're gonna spear. You're gonna spear tackle him.
Mm-hmm.
So, how far can you leap?
It'd be like a vertical leap.
What's
because
your
of, like,
range
kinda
on it?
up. But what
He
that
can
kind
make a
of count as?
prodigious leap far more than a skilled athlete.
How many ranks of it do you have?
I have 2 ranks of it.
Okay, so I would say that would give you probably a normal athlete can jump about, what is it, almost 10, like Olympic athlete.
Mm-hmm.
That's like what, almost 10 feet long jump, running long jump. No, it's not close to 10 feet. It's not like 8 feet total. I thought that was like one of the new records was like 8 feet.
The longest long jump I've ever seen get done is like 9-10 feet. The max space that they give them, I think, is like 15 feet. No one's ever jumped it, but I'm pretty sure it's like 10 feet, 10 or 11 even. I could be wrong. It's been a while since I watched the Olympics.
So I've seen this in 1968.
Mhm.
Bob Bayman jumped,
8.9 meters.
which is 29
Feet.
feet. So,
And that's the record.
yeah.
So, let's say average then. Because that would be peak performance of any average human that could do it. Which you are already taller than any
You gotta
average
take
person.
the height into account, the actual stats.
Mhm.
The fire shooting off my hooves.
Ah.
You can't deny it's happening.
So yeah, I mean, that's probably not too far off. I'd say you could definitely like,
May I interject?
you can if
It's
you want.
just 45 feet.
I could also just rush him while he's distracted.
I am taunting the fuck out of him and calling him a stupid fat idiot.
I think my steps, however, would pull him out. So I just need to close as much distance between him and me as possible.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like the average since the record is about 8.2, 8.5. So roughly 25 feet. So yeah, I'd say you can jump about, with that, about 50 feet.
Okay.
So it's definitely, it's 5 feet farther than your normal jump, or your normal
How I
run,
normally
like your
do
running
here,
speed.
yeah. Uh-huh.
That's great for going upwards, but it's, like I said, 5 feet more than you could if you ran at it.
Right.
I would say if you want to move a little closer, I'd say you'd be able, like if you do like a run and then you do the leap, I'll say you can land about 10 feet away from him.
High speed has to duck.
I would say maybe, yeah, because he's 20 feet away from high speed, which your current jump, if you were to just jump from there to where he is about your maximum, is reaching high speed from where you're at currently.
Well, I'm just going to go feral on all fours and just rush him.
Okay.
Yeah, just.
Yeah, so you start rushing down this hallway, and you're almost like an animal.
Yeah, my claws and my hooves are kicking up sparks of fire.
I look behind me and I just see a Hellion rushing. Oh shit!
Yeah, you see what almost looks like just a giant Red Bull running at you.
Well, I dodge because I don't want to get. I get down to avoid him.
Getting down with the sickness. Okay.
I like try to dodge out of the way so he didn't hit me, and I did roll a 20 for that.
Okay. So yeah, you see it coming, so you easily just like, okay, as he is currently like running past you. And now it's King Kappa's turn.
Oh, I don't get to him?
No,
Okay.
he's like 70. He's like I think 70 feet away from you.
Okay.
Do you have like a extra movement other than the leap?
I have moves like wildfire. You can move faster than normal, and I've got 3 ranks in that.
I think that counts more towards like general stuff. Kind of like how high speeds lets him like pull stuff out. So you can move faster than normal. Which that's why you can already walk like 45 plus feet.
I also have the enhanced trait. You can temporarily improve one of your existing traits. So.
Okay.
Can I put that
So
towards speed?
for sure. I mean, we'll say the enhanced because it's your stamina.
It's only for stamina. Yeah.
But I would say stamina would be related to your movement speed.
Okay.
Even though nothing directly, which is why I also hate this module. Doesn't really explain movement speed other than, oh yeah, if you're fast, they only talk about when you go to like fast moving. Otherwise, it's basically everyone's 30, no matter what. It's like, what? So yeah, we'll say that. We'll say yeah, if you as you're charging and you run and you activate your supernatural endurance and you feel almost lighter as you're getting more air and you get right in front of him and what you do as you're now within striking range.
Uppercut.
You're gonna uppercut.
Fiery uppercut. That'd fall under fighting, right?
Yes.
That's an 18.
18?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you come in, you uppercut, and it's direct hit onto the jaw. As he kind of gets up off the ground for just a little bit, as he sinks back down as you're done with your uppercut. He looking a little jarred, and he's like, as he's almost like loopy for a moment.
Yeah, you stupid idiot. That's what you get when you fuck with Plan B. I use the name, guys, you see?
Everyone comes out of fight mode at that point. The fire dies down on Hellion. Even King Kappa's like, we just don't look at you. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That's what we agreed the name was. Fuck you, you stupid turtle. Stop looking at me like that. Fucking idiot.
I apologize for him. I know I'm currently kicking your ass and you're kicking mine, but really, that was just uncalled for. No, seriously.
Is that not what our team name is?
I don't remember that.
Nobody ever agreed except for Quinn, who said we're Plan B. Since nobody else came up with something, I just went with it.
Yeah, I don't remember that. I don't remember that, but I guess I just like how that's the thing that causes. King Kappa's like, you know what? Just take me to jail.
Right? It's like, oh, that's gross.
That hurt. That hurt.
That hurt my turtle soul.
Do we break initiative now? Is he turning himself over?
No. Hell no. He fights to the bitter end, especially with the murder of his minion.
Hey, he doesn't know it was me. All he knows is someone killed someone.
I mean, I guess you're right, but you're taunting him now, so.
Yeah, well, he's kicking his ass.
Got a good punch in. Yeah, that's true.
Exactly. So none of the stopping fight was Kanan done.
No.
I'm sorry for him.
Unfortunately not.
I would have loved that.
It's a great little side. It's a
That's
little
the
blooper.
what-ifs.
It's a
the
blooper.
what-ifs.
Exactly. The what if. What if
Oh,
High
okay.
Speed just yells the name of the team in the middle of a fight?
Fuck you.
All right, so it's King Kappa's turn. As he
Shut up, Plan B, and call him an idiot.
no, just what you did, an idiot. All right, so he's going to actually attempt to pick up Hellion and throw him back
At me?
at you.
Oh, great. I love it. I'm getting thrown people.
You were a football player.
I'm not getting. He is 8 feet tall. I am a 5'6" dude.
8'5".
Sorry, he's 8'5". I am 5'6". His cigars are like me holding a log. I had to hold up.
So yeah, he's attempting to grab Hellion.
Okay.
Grab like a
Very,
log on
very,
a fire.
very.
He could break my wrist by
That's a
holding-
23, and then with the added fire damage, would that be I think that's an additional 2, right? Because we're just kind of generating that fire, the fire from within.
It'd be 1 for
Oh,
now.
1.
Yeah,
Okay,
for
so
1.
so that's a 25.
Perfect. So close. So close, honestly. As he barely picks you up, as you feel as he's draining the ground beneath him, kind of collapse under. He picks you up, King Kappa, and throws Hellion at high speed.
Great.
So dodge at disadvantage.
I see it happening.
Sure, but you're too busy taunting at the
Fucking
moment.
idiot. What a
Right,
loser.
you fucking lose. Oh, as
You're such a oh no!
Life starts slowing down as you see Hellion coming. You're like,
Oh no.
He shows this hummingbird outside the window going, no!
Well,
the worm, the worm on the window.
there's like some bugs behind me on the what?
Right. There's a fly on the piece of shit in the corner. Oh no.
Well, the 2 rolls I got were 18 and 16. I don't add my dodge to them, right? So.
No, you do.
Oh, so then one of them's just too long from 18 and 16. And I get a 5, so that's 23 or 21.
Yeah, you're able to get out of the way as you dodge out and you see as Hellion just kind of passes by you a little bit and then right like 5 feet behind you as he rolls around. And you're not taking any damage, you're actually just prone at this point.
Yeah.
Ha! Idiot, you missed!
As you see, he's like, I'm done here. As he jumps back and just goes through the wall. As he jumps.
Wait, he's jumping through the wall outside? I thought you said we couldn't break through these walls.
You could. I didn't mean you couldn't.
I
break
didn't
through.
expect when I tackled him, I wanted to try and just push him through. Never mind.
He
It's fast.
He actually redirected.
Yeah,
essentially,
it's all good.
He purposely bounced off the wall, but he could break through.
Gotcha.
Like the explosion broke through a fucking wall. Probably left some homeless guy down there scared as shit.
And then the big turtle exploded out of the building. Sure it did, old man.
Sure it did.
Okay.
But yeah.
But yeah.
So he jumps out and leaves you guys.
Does a little like clown copter show up and catch him and he just flies off that way?
No, you don't. You hear him land, and then that's all you hear.
The cops are like, get him!
It's you don't. You're not sure. Nobody's near the window as we're out of initiative.
Ooh. I stand up and run and dive out the hole after him.
Yeah.
I'm coming, buddy.
So roll an athletic.
It's the day of people.
And while he's
telling their
rolling,
shit.
is anybody else doing anything in this free moment as you're investigating the opening, correct? Perfect. We'll come to you in a moment.
That's a 25.
I gotta check on
You just run back, check on
Gotcha.
Masquerade? Or you gotcha? Okay, you run to gotcha.
Stunned at him, actually.
Goes to the masquerade. You okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Okay, good.
Just check it. Bye.
He acts like he doesn't care, but
Yeah,
he cares.
right?
I don't
Okay.
care.
So that was a 25.
The 25? Oh yeah. You jump through the opening. And you see as it's kind of this dark alleyway again. You land on the ground and you kind of look around.
Yeah, he's just going.
Make a. We won't quite say yet, but make a.
Perception?
Awareness.
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 That is perception.
Yeah. That's like a sub skill.
That's 16.
16. You look around and you see the footprints go off to the backside down the alleyway more, and then kind of disappear. As if you go down this way, you see kind of a bigger hole that goes into the sewer system.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, at this point, you'd have to start tracking through shit, literal shit.
I
yes.
roar with fury and I like punch a trash can instead of sending it flying. It just melts.
Yeah, it's melted around your hand for a moment.
And at that moment, I actually realize I'm still on fire. And I think as I kind of realize that, I start to calm down and the cracks slowly start to stop glowing. And I'm just like, what the hell's going on with me?
Yeah, and these cracks also start to heal as, you know, you're cooling down and everything starts to regenerate again. And yeah, you got half of a trash can melted around your hand, and you kind of just flick it off real quick. And so
I go on the comm. Oh wait, did the comm melt in my ear? Okay.
They made sure it was.
I go on the comm and I go, he's gone. He's down to the sewers. I ain't going through shit.
Yeah, let's leave that to one of the other heroes who's a more water-based. I don't know.
I can't think of a hero pun name.
Shit water man.
Or shit kicker. Let's leave that to
I'm the shit bender.
Beware, King Kappa, you have crossed the path of shit kicker.
Shit kick. His only power is he has a great kick.
Yeah.
I imagine he's a martial artist that lives down in the sewers, and like the Rat King meets Master Splinter.
Yes. That'd be fucking great.
So, Masquerade, as you're finishing up the slight changes you need to open up this door manually, you, as a quick spark opens and the door slides open, it glows almost like your magic does. Very sparkly, kind of leaving this almost essence behind. As you look in and you see what looks like another bank. Full-size bank inside what you thought would only be a maybe 10-foot tall room is actually inside about 30 feet tall. And it's just all red. The pillars kind of holding up this tall room, they're dark red. You see sculpted like carvings in these pillars, and you see all the functions of a bank teller. If there was a bank teller, that would have been there.
So there's no one in here. It's just.
You look around and you don't see a soul.
Hey guys, I found a second bank.
That's cool. 5th floor still?
Yes.
That's weird. I'll head right up there in a second. Just give me a.
Yeah, and you essentially know it as like a dimension, like a dimensional door. It's like teleporting, but a little more sciencey. I know, Coco.
It's like moving.
Give us a little bit
before
longer.
danced.
I will enter.
Booby
Try
trap.
to see what they were trying to steal.
Yeah, you, like I said, you see whatever you would see in any kind of bank. It's just different hues. So you see a vault. The vault's door's open and there's nothing inside. You don't see any evidence that King Kappa left with any of it, though. You didn't see like a bag he was holding or anything like that.
Did he put
So
it in
you're-
a shell?
I mean, it's possible. Could be an infinite shell of holding, I guess.
I'm gonna go to the vault.
Okay.
How does this work? In real life?
I don't know. What are you trying to do?
I'm gonna go to the door.
Okay.
And would you allow me to say I have like gum or anything?
Define why you need something sticky,
I
because
wanna-
it makes me worried.
Take.
Like, you need a honey bun sticky, or like...
No, I want to like try to get fingerprints.
So you want something.
You want like a tape with flour type deal.
Yeah.
I mean, we can Batman utility belt you if you want.
Okay.
I have no problem with that. You would be the only character that would make sense with, honestly.
So I will.
So yeah, you've got like essentially just clear tape,
I will.
and you happen to
press
see that
it.
there's like dust on the like piles of dust, and you just grab it, throw it on there, and you pull off, and you see you get a very small partial.
It's a turtle.
It's not,
I
but you
will.
get a partial print.
I will also try to find any traces of DNA, like hair or turtle skin.
Make
or
a
big
awareness
swabs.
check for that one.
High Speed, are you leaving Gotcha alone? Okay. I think by now I've kind of crawled back up and I'm on the floor again, and Rose is giving you results.
While like they're entering the vault and I just got off the comms with them, I walk up to them, and not to startle them, I go in front of them and like try to look them in the eyes almost. Wherever they're staring off to space, I'm staring back almost. I'm making full-on eye contact, like, "You alright, Gotcha?"
And you see as you finish saying this, Gotcha just blinks and listens like, yeah, I'm fine. She's just kind of looking around.
It's
You
okay.
can see that she's like visibly like sweating.
It's okay if you're not fine. I've got my fair share of traumas. According to you, you can ask Beast Mistress about them, apparently. So,
And as you say that, she looks at you. She gets like a very small like crink in her lip as she smiles, but you see as she teleports away.
that's what I thought. Come on, Hellion. Let's go check out the secret bank.
It's all you, I gotta sit down.
I don't even like bother to try. I just kind of collapse onto the back wall, put a dent into it, and
Is he still? You're still in the alley.
no, I've climbed back into the hallway.
So you're. On the
I was
fourth
there
floor.
to see that.
Yeah, you're on the fourth floor with me.
Yeah.
You don't want to wait with? You want me to wait with you?
Nah, you go check out whatever Masquerade found.
Cool. I just.
Yeah, you just run up to the next floor real quick. You're there.
Pull out one of my massive cigars. Just light it up.
Yep, and Hellion, you hear as light walking comes behind you, and Gotcha sits next to you and just he sits there, and you hear faint sounds of weeping. As we will go back to the bank in this moment to give
Right,
Hellion a
right.
moment to really get this feeling of, oh god, this bitch.
Yeah.
I love her, but what the fuck?
Well,
Well, no. Well, we'll get.
could care less about her, honestly. I
Right, it's like,
imagine.
take you, leave you. Don't want to throw you.
secretly, deep down, he cares about her. I mean,
Maybe,
he put her
we'll
on a
find
tab.
out.
It's been a while since I've cared about anybody, and now I kind of have to, you know.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those. So, we're back into we'll call it the Red Bank.
So I'll take the fingerprints and then swab. I'm assuming I have swabs.
Yeah, you've got swabs.
I mean,
I'll
there's
swab
the
for
science
DNA.
guy. Makes sense.
And I'll ask Gotcha, do we have a fingerprint analysis here?
She's like, yeah, at the tower we've got it.
I got some fingerprints we can take.
Hell yeah. That'll be some good info.
I kind of just not walk up. I'm just behind you, just like, what you doing?
I'm taking fingerprints. Do you know what fingerprints are?
I imagine.
Do you have fingerprints in your world?
I look down at my hand. I take off the glove real quick. Yes. Put the glove back
Okay.
on.
I'm taking fingerprints and I'm also taking some DNA. 'cause
How
we
are you
can-
taking the fingerprints? Wait, I got it. That existed in the 40s, right? I wouldn't know what this is.
I'm not sure if crime scene investigation was that big of a that level yet, but I don't know.
How would you word this on Google?
Did fingerprint technology exist back
Or
in the 1950s?
or when was fingerprint technology first used, type of deal.
Crime scene. Can you Google it? I don't got good Wi-Fi right now.
I'm also taking some DNA swabs. That way I can differentiate if it's human DNA or big turtle DNA.
What's DNA? I
You know
that
what-
was another thing.
You know DNA is a thing. It was discovered by Watson and Crick. Not Watson.
By 1903, America had.
I don't think he means, like-
fingerprints, So
Got it.
yeah, you.
Well, I wouldn't know
Okay, cool.
the
1903? Oh,
so
yeah,
I know
pretty-
what taking fingerprints is. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
So yeah, then I guess you would know kind of basic old timey techniques.
Yeah,
DNA maybe not so much, but definitely
like the whole
Fingerprints.
swabbing, like for like the mouth and shit, or like DNA like germs on the wall. I didn't get at all.
you would probably understand the concept, but maybe not the science.
Yeah.
We can differentiate between animal and human DNA. There's a lot of polymorphisms. Anyway,
Thanks for just skipping over it for me.
well, it's not.
Eventually you
important to
learn.
listen.
Eventually you learn you have to.
And then I will. What does it look like? Does it look like it was actually money, or was it something?
It looks like those deposit boxes, varying sizes. Once
to miss
again, all of them. You see that all of them are open,
Is there anything inside any of the deposit boxes?
empty boxes.
Also,
there
they were
logs?
taking everything that was in it.
Somebody was.
Are there like logbooks of what happened?
It's a bank, yes.
There would be somewhere. Yeah, so you go back to the reception desk, you see that you've got like the main, like, there would be like a greeter type of table deal. And then you've got, your tellers that would help you out. So you can check out both of these tables.
Does this seem like a bank that normal people would use, or does it seem like a magical bank that magic people would use?
You
Well,
You
I
get
just gotta
the-
pop down to the magical door bank to make my deposit.
so make a what is it? I
That's
think
actually
a
a glove that's
investigation
a
check,
vault.
which
Can
is
I
your.
use my well-informed? What does that do?
That would essentially give you the option to almost think of it like phone in a friend. You know somebody who could give you details on this kind of stuff.
Your dad.
My mom.
Your mom might know, your dad might know, somebody at the tower, one of the higher ups there might know.
I'll call my mom. I'll
no
just
call.
message her.
Yeah, so you call. It goes. It doesn't. She doesn't answer, but you get a quick text back. It's like, can't speak, but what's up?
Are there magic banks that you guys use specifically in Starling?
Who told you? Who told you?
They are money laundering for sure.
Your parents?
Probably. They're politicians.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you see as she's typing stuff, you see that it's letting you know she's typing, but it seems like it's something long. So you're expecting either a very short response or a very long one, but it's taking a while either way.
So
So
while
you're
I'm
waiting.
I will look for more logbooks.
Perfect. Roll a awareness check. And high speed, are you doing anything while you're in this area? While you see Masquerade just looking around? You can help.
I don't understand the technology. I don't know how to use the computers here yet.
Well, I got an 8, so.
We're on the back where I come from. These are years from where I need to be. But
So you have I'm sorry, you had an 8?
Yeah.
Okay.
I understand what this type of bank is. Like, my parents used to work at a bank, I'd imagine, before the Great War. I'd imagine my mom was maybe a bank teller or something like that.
Could be.
I kind of look at them. I kind of get a feeling like this doesn't make sense. This shouldn't be here. This is definitely some back door.
I mean, for you, it
Yeah.
really doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's a bank
You-
in a closet.
It's a bank inside a bank, and this bank happens to be just as tall from the lobby area that you walked into there.
Yeah.
It's as tall as the main lobby you
Exactly.
just came into the real world.
Exactly. So I kind of look at it like this is definitely not only messed up physically, but There's something off about this place. Like this wasn't used for good.
Yeah, roll an insight. And so you're investigating. You go to the front counter table, like the greeters table. You see kind of somebody was doodling here and not really paying attention to their job. As you see like kind of a login book, but it hasn't been kept up for a few days. So the dates are old. The names are all handwritten by somebody who writes very sloppy and in cursive, so it's hard to kind of match up all these letters.
You know,
Wish I
they're,
learned cursive in school.
they're still using paper. This is the one place that still uses it. That's interesting.
Is it
Everywhere
actually
else-
paper?
It's like a paper.
So it's not like the tablet thing that we did our HR sheet.
No, it's closer to like
it's
a
like-
parchment, almost like a scroll.
So it's like this.
It's more like
Or-
I would say think closer to like papyrus,
Oh,
like
it's
actual.
old.
It's like old. They're using old stuff.
Hard copies are easier to get rid of.
But does it seem clean? Like it's been kept up with?
Yeah, no, everything else seems like it's relatively up to date. You know, they're still computers. It could have been even just the welcome person liked using this paper that looks clearly homemade. Not like nobody makes it anymore. So this kind of material would have had to have been made at home.
Are there cameras?
Make a awareness check.
I rolled a 19 on my insight.
You start thinking more and more about the inner workings of how this building works. You're like, okay, so there's that main bank downstairs. Why would there be another bank inside?
Yeah.
Well, who else needs to invest? You start thinking of how this world functions and how you start thinking like, okay, so what if it's like a secret military type deal? Because you know that there's people and super people.
Yeah.
So you're kind of on the idea of, oh, so maybe this is some kind of a secret bank for something.
Yeah.
And this idea kind of sparks in your head.
Like this was used by someone trying to hide this.
This is
only
you
certain
realize that
people
this
know.
is meant to be kind of on the echelon of like top secret stuff that your world had.
Yeah. So like pretty much because I had like one of the top level of clearances in my world, but even then I couldn't go past that. So I'm like, this is like, oh shit, this isn't good. I kind of run outside of the bank and I don't really tell them, and I go down to Gotcha and I tell her and Hellion in person this information that I'm kind of like thinking about to confirm my suspicions.
Okay.
So.
What were we talking about before?
So we'll kind of go back to while you guys are still figuring all this stuff out. Gotcha and Hellion are just kind of sitting next to each other. Gotcha is kind of not loudly weeping or ugly crying, but you definitely hear her like sniffling, and you know that she's crying without even having to.
And she's sitting next to me or behind me?
She's relatively sitting next to you on some like other like pieces of rubble that are there,
Okay, so then
just trying to catch her breath.
yeah, I look over at her and go,
You know, you really shouldn't do that. You're gonna ruin your mask. And really, there's no reason to do that. I mean, what happened? You froze up? You had a moment.
Yeah, and you see as she kind of like wipes the tear from her eye. She's like, "You're right. I know. I got thrown back into a world I thought I left behind."
That's the thing, kid. We don't leave worlds behind. They stick with us forever. Anything you think you can get away from, it'll come back. It always comes back until you deal with it.
It's a great fucking analogy. Holy shit.
And she sits there and she's just looking at her hands. And she's like, "Yeah. Have you ever had your friend's blood on your hands?"
flashback to Robert Mullen on the evening before he became the Hellion. And dead bodies everywhere, all in a pit. And he is standing there with a knife in his hand, and just like, it's not just blood on his hands, it's like up to his wrists. And he's just like staring at him. He looks at Mr. Smith, and Mr. Smith goes, "You've done well. Now there's just one more thing we have to do. Trust me, it'll be worth it." And then flashback. "Yeah, you could say that. I've had friends and enemies alike. There's blood on my hands and at my feet."
And she keeps looking to like, "I've had no problem with enemies' blood on my hands in the past, but I've never been able to get over my friends." And she just keeps pondering and looking down. And at this moment, after they're done discussing, we hear high speed just pop up.
Am I interrupting something?
No.
No, we're done.
Well, shit, alright. I was realizing something. In that bank. Back home, like, we have a security clearance type deal. I'm pretty sure you guys have something similar, hence the ID cards. But normally stuff like that we want to keep hidden, so we hide it in things where we wouldn't necessarily look, like a closet. But there's a whole other bank in this closet. So,
Wait, what? There's a bank in the bank?
yeah, that's what we were saying on the radio.
We weren't listening. We were talking about something.
Fair enough.
And as you hear him say bank inside a bank, make a insight check for me, Hellion.
Do we know anything about the guy who runs the bank? Like, what?
That would be 21.
As you hear this, you're reminded that back in the day when you were, you had your biker gang. You remember hearing stories of these secret, almost like villain type banks, where more evil banking happens.
The real enemies of the people, politicians.
Exactly. It's where all the dark money ends up. And you know that this bank was always near impossible to find and then enter. And you never bothered. Most of these locations happen to be in very high populated areas where you bring a lot of attention. So you would always just send your lackeys, and you've had lackeys go to this type of place before, but you've never been there yourself.
Like, maybe it's something that has to do with the guy whose face is on the ceiling?
Well, obviously it does.
Oh.
Does my mom ever respond?
Yeah, you get a ping, and we'll talk
Who
about
told
that.
you? You're dead to us.
I already think that.
Next thing you know is there's a red dot for it.
Hellion does something you haven't seen him do in all the time that you've known him. He doesn't finish his cigar. He puts it out.
I gotta go talk to somebody.
I push myself up and just start walking out of the bank. Not even waiting.
Okay. Yeah, so you get a text from your mom. She says, "Well, yeah, but it's really just a normal bank that we get a cool section to ourselves."
I'm gonna call her again.
Sure. She still doesn't pick up. She's like, "I'm sorry, I'm in a big meeting. I'm sorry."
All your money was stolen. I'll send back.
And
What did you do?
and so you wait a little bit longer. Hellion starts walking off, and you just take the elevator. You just kind of jump out the first opening. you
Yeah, I
find.
jump out of the hole that I followed King Kappa out of, but instead of following him to the sewers, I'm heading to the bad part of town.
Okay. Yeah, so you start heading southwest as you leaving the banking district. make a awareness check, and we'll come back to you. So yeah, your mom texts back. He's like, I just checked the account. No, I didn't. What are you talking about?
I'm gonna go look for our location in the bank.
So you're gonna try and see if there's a special magic part of this bank
Or for the name elder.
in like the vault.
Yeah.
Sure. Make a quick, and you can even use your D10 mod if you want, like your D10 plus your mods. If you want to, you don't have to roll. Presence, or sorry, awareness.
And I got a 19 on my awareness.
15.
Yeah, with the 15, you look around and you don't, you look through almost all of them, and you don't see any real order necessarily. It seems like first come, first serve. We put these in after you say you want a spot. So they're not in like alphabetical order or anything. So you're having a hard time, and you get through the whole bottom half that you can actually look at, because there's like multiple layers. Like you would need a ladder of some kind to go up higher. And you don't really see any names that seem familiar to you. And you begin to think that some of these are just coded and not necessarily their actual names.
Sick of codes. I will take a picture of the empty boxes and send it to her.
Perfect. You get a response back, and she's like, huh. It's familiar, but it's not anything that any super would use.
What about politicians like Dad?
She quickly messages back, like, not really.
Well, I will exit the bank and put back the door, try to make it relatively useful again. And then I think I'm gonna go downstairs and say, I'm gonna go run these DNA samples. Gotcha, can you bring this to the fingerprint lab space?
Yes, the fingerprint lab space.
The forensics lab?
There we go.
Yeah. So I will say though, as you're exiting and you walk past the teller's desk, you do see some documents still that you haven't looked at quite yet.
I will just take the book.
Yeah, there's nothing there. You just grab the whole book. You're like, oh, okay, and you
Does
take
it
it with
seem
you.
like that's coded too?
No. Nope. This one seems like it's like a ID scan type of thing. Like people would scan their ID, and it kind of records who came in. Kind of like a more fancy version of the walking one without any of the codes.
Okay.
You can have high-speed super read all the papers. It's the only thing he can do. He just doesn't understand fucking tablets.
And I'll give the book to high speed. Can you read?
Already read it.
Some of these words are misspelled, but yeah.
And Gotcha's like, okay, yeah, I can take that. I'll be back in a minute, though. And she puts it in her pocket, and she disappears again. Hellion, while you're walking away, you do feel a presence behind you. Doesn't feel ill intent. Just you know somebody's following you.
At first, I act like I don't notice it, and I fake like I'm trying to retrace my steps, and then I'm gonna turn down an alley, and I'm just gonna wait for whoever's following me to come around. I'm just gonna backhand them.
Yeah. So you do this. You prepare to strike, and you see as a woman you've recognized, Gotcha, starts walking, keep walking past you, and didn't see you go down this back way. Do you continue with your strike as more of a blind reaction, or do you actually like make sure you see who it is before you make that full commitment?
I'm doing a blind reaction right now just because Mr. Smith is involved.
Sure. So roll a attack.
Fighting or strength?
It'll be fighting.
Wah wah. That's an 11, but it was a critical failure.
Well, I mean, that's probably good for gotcha. As you swing and she catches a quick glimpse, and you see as she reacts and disappears and pops like 2 feet in front. It's like, oh, shit. Oh, there you went. Fuck. Alright, you found me. I was trying to follow and see where you went. I can leave if you need me to. I'm just nosy.
You can come if you want. Might benefit you.
And she just follows you. Doesn't say anything as you guys make your journey wherever you go. So they just walk off, and now, so you're done reading. You've read the entire, what seems like super long. It was very long, even for your speed reading. You see as it goes back years.
It's like reading Tolkien.
Did you see Elder? ELDR? There?
Yes. There's like one mention, but it could be something else. Let me go.
Yeah, you go back and you look and you're like, not Elder, it's Felder.
Yeah, my bad.
The F was smudged.
Felder.
Felder? I barely know her.
Bueller.
Nothing from what I can see.
You wouldn't know any big names.
Yeah.
I've
So you
seen
can
some,
just
like,
start, if you can start rattling off names that you do know. Or you can, if you want to be given a name of somebody, I can give you a name.
There's some like weird, like, there's one repeat mention of a guy named Spade. Like, he's an everyday visitor, kind of weird. There's a Hellion. That's an old entry, though. That's like 5 years ago. Shit.
Hellion's never been to one though. But you see somebody who's like written Hellion, but it's in like almost crayon scribble. So you're beginning to realize, so maybe not Hellion.
Hellion?
So somebody who knows Hellion.
I go back, I'm like, hey, look, here's right here. High and Gentles is recommended once. It's written in a brown crayon. That's crayon. Someone named Rackman? That's weird.
No Rackman.
No Rackman?
No Rackman. Reynolds would have probably done this one though. Reynolds would have been there probably before he joined up any of them. But you do actually see a name that you're kind of surprised, and it was semi-recently. You see the name of Dr. Cole. And you see the first name and the last name. No doctor involved, but you see, he rattles off the name Cole, and you feel shivers as you remember your first
I
night.
can't pronounce that. That's weird. How do you pronounce this? That's some weird spelling for Katie.
I think that's
It's
pretty
like, no, that one's Cole. The first part's Katie.
Oh, your guys' language is weird here. Your spelling's all off.
Katie Cole was my mentor. What was the city that I was in? I forgot the city.
So the city is Magidelphia.
So the University of Magidelphia. Go Phoenixes. Whatever.
That's lame.
Phoenix side.
She was a professor there. She also tried to kill me.
Oh,
So that's
there's some
cool.
fun backstory there.
I'm gonna go on Mortar. This is the only way to get in contact.
If you need to talk to anybody, Mortar's got your back.
This is the only way.
If it's just conversation, you want to dip real quick and bounce, that's up to you.
I'm gonna go to High General's profile and be like, and take a picture of his name and say, hey, what were you doing at this bank? What is it for? I'll send him a picture so that he's more likely to open it. Yeah.
You're right, and you see immediately, it's just like, you see the, viewed. And you get a quick text like, aw, not what I thought it was. But yeah, give me a moment to come up with tell you something.
Can I have your number?
Sure, as he sends like 111111111.
Call it.
You know that's probably his number, actually. I'll call it.
You find that you've called a chimichanga mobile truck. that just sells chimichangas all day long.
Open 24/7.
Yeah, always moving too, which is very hard to keep up with.
Hey, do you know some weird guy who talks to himself, looks in the distance, talks to himself? I actually had a date with him.
You mean
but I
Hyan?
haven't.
You mean Hyan? He's our favorite customer.
Make a presence check. At disadvantage because it's over the phone. That doesn't help either.
Double negative.
You mean Hyan? He's like our favorite customer. He's like, he always orders the same thing. He always ends up tripping though, because like, I don't know, something's always up with his foot. He always ends up like weird cuts and shit.
You should heal.
Yeah, he does.
He came in the other day missing half his arm.
It was weird, and then it like kind of grew back while he was ordering. It was
He's got
gross.
fingers. Just fingers. No hand, just fingers.
I know, right, doll? It was gross. Anyway.
Yeah, these two chimichanga workers
I got
are
it.
kind of telling you nothing really, especially with the 7. You don't get too much details other than they know who you're talking about, but other than that, they're like, yeah, he's just some crazy guy who buys a lot of chimichangas from us every night.
Buy some book.
He buys a book.
Okay, I'll wait for his response on order.
Oh, you're a Muda too. So are we.
That's great.
Are you hot?
No, but I know someone who is.
Really? If
Yeah.
you recommend me high end, sorry.
I'm
I
gonna
already beat
I'm
there.
gonna walk away from high speed. He doesn't have a phone, so I'm gonna give him his the address of the tower and the room number.
You don't know my real name other than Will.
I'm gonna give him the room number, and then I'm gonna say, if you need help getting in, just ask for mask. And then I'll hang up and wait for him.
Thanks.
Okay.
I'm gonna get 2 really hot, probably 80-year-old Italian.
Italian women?
They sounded Italian. What I said.
Do you
I'm
know
gonna-
what to tell her?
I'm king. Do you know we established there's no Italians?
Italians don't exist.
They're Italian coded.
That's the fuck. What town did I come in again? That's the accent Farmer Joe has. That sounds just like that's a Farmer Joe accent. Bubblegum Joe.
Bubblegum
Were you
Joe.
going for an Italian accent?
No, that wasn't even That's a New Jersey. No,
That
that's
was
not
not
Jersey.
New Jersey.
Like, oh my God, darling. That's like a '60s like Midwest accent. Almost. Kind of Midwest.
No, it's pretty gay.
There's Midwestern.
I was going for a more feminine.
There's Italian somewhere.
There was a little hint of like New Yorker even.
Yeah, New Yorker as well.
I mean, it was a food truck. It makes sense.
But for chimichanga.
Yeah. So yeah,
It's like, oh,
definitely
see,
a New York
oh,
thing.
we know that guy.
That's a New York thing for sure. I've been to New York like once.
So do I need to hide that because I walked away? No, is high speed still in here?
Yes, I'm next to you.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah,
go
but you're
away.
not probably looking at.
I'm still
Yeah.
flipping through this.
You're
book.
just reading every name you see.
Like I'm trying to pronounce them like I'm a kindergartner almost. 'Cause
Right.
I can't.
You see, like Gorgox the Impaler, huh?
The pale. Is that supposed to be impaler? Oh, it's weird.
Or do they depale people? Because that's just as bad.
That's kind of weird.
You can't depale if you don't impale.
Alugni.
I will get lube while I'm waiting.
Yeah, you step outside real quick. You get the rest of the rubble that was keeping you from grabbing him real quick. And
Aori? Is that how you say? Is that Aori? Aoria?
Aura?
Damn, you guys smell like super fucked. Alright. I throw the book behind me, I'm like fuck it.
Well, we should still get that because that there could be criminals.
Oh yeah, you're right. I grab it.
roll a luck check. This place has always had a fireplace. I just never mentioned it.
Oh great, thanks. 14.
Nah. You throw it and it hits the top of the fireplace and falls in front of it. No fire near it.
Alright, cool.
Does Hyan make an excuse?
Hyan does make an excuse. Hyan texts me like, oh yeah, I needed a loan for the small business idea I had. I was going to open up a chimichanga truck, and then they stole the truck from me. And then I started just buying chimichangas from them. Because it was much better than my chimichangas.
Of course.
And you remember, High Speed, you remember in the thing, he actually wrote down, he's like, yeah, for alone,
I scrolled
it has a picture, like a badly drawn picture of a chimichanga.
It is drawn,
plus a truck.
It is drawn in a crayon, so he has like a box truck picture and like
Yeah.
a chimichanga.
It's like the milkman truck look.
That looks funky. Is it like hieroglyphics?
Every time I talk to this guy, I get stupider. I feel like I'm turning into you.
I'm not stupid, right? I'm
Okay,
not that stupid.
Don't tell
I just
Hellion,
don't do
but I'm turning into Hellion. I make sure my phone's on.
Mine is
Don't
still
worry,
on.
my ears burn.
Mine's
I
still
know you
on.
said something.
Mine is still on. I don't know how to turn it off. It's just always on.
Oh, by the way, you need to learn how to turn your phone on. So I can hear you do everything.
Well, not everything.
Everything.
How do you turn that off? Is that how you guys knew about me venting or ranting to Mrs.
Well, I turned it
Beast
off
Mistress?
because I thought there was going to be some fun times, but it turns out there was not. So I would have listened into all your personal traumas and BS, but you know,
As they bicker like
Oh,
newlyweds.
again.
It is 10:30. Do we have to stop by then?
They did.
We can give some more time.
Okay.
But I'd like to just leave. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to deal with this. I walk outside
Sure.
of the building,
Yeah.
out the front entrance.
I kind of need to think about who I'm going to talk to. I'm going to go talk to like someone from my past, but I would like to design them, so I do need a little bit of time.
Sure. So yeah, you guys just keep walking down and you get out of the market district. You make your way past, kind of into the farm district at this point. As Gotcha's just still silent, not really saying much. Doesn't want to ruin the moment by saying anything to you. As you guys just wander off. Yeah, I think this is really a good place, anyways, because you guys, as you leave, you realize that you get stopped by news team.
Oh, wow. Hello.
step back. I'll get in front of you.
Well, I mean, I look a little better.
And as he steps out in front of you, you hear the crowd go wild as everyone knows that everything's safe now. The masquerade has taken care of everything.
Well, no one knows me anyway. That's fine.
This is my friend Whit. I should just reveal your secret.
No, please don't. Please don't. This is High Speed. He did a cool thing.
High speed saves people. Only saves people. Nothing else.
This is true. Oh, as the camera crew is looking at us, does someone walk up?
I was gonna say, do you want? Well, depends on what someone you're talking about, because we can hold off on that because he's gonna be the last interview for this.
We can do it now.
Okay. Do you want? So
As
we'll go through everyone's interview while we're here real quick.
yeah,
Eventually, Hellion and Gotcha would have been interviewed as well.
some camera crews like split off into groups almost, and a cane is heard approaching. Just a tick, tick, tick. And Mr. Spade appears before the camera crew. The owner of this bank.
Yeah. And I would say he actually he looks at him and he's kind of disgruntled at this point. And he wants to look at what happened firsthand. So he kind of walks past. He sees both of these heroes standing there and he gives a little acknowledging nod, but kind of just walks inside to see what happened and what he's got to pay to get fixed. As you, the masquerade, you have a very large group of people kind of starting to surround you as they all want signatures, and the paparazzi who are there want to actually ask you some questions. The first question for the masquerade comes from the website FamilyMagicFandom.com, and they want to know. They want to know about what your family thinks about you joining the Starlink Tower and being a hero.
Well, the family business is superheroing. I know my methods are a little different than theirs, as they've distanced themselves from science. But I'm working to bring both together, and they are excited for me to take up the family business once again. I will try not to insult my family too much in these interviews.
Okay.
Because they will watch them.
Yeah. So you're trying to be as a not pretend, but you're trying to be as politically accurate as possible. You've had great experience. Perfect then. And then you get a lot more questions about that. More about your family. They seem to be very focused on your family at this point, and it kind of makes you a little upset. And your every smile kind of slowly, every question about your mom, your dad, your sister being so awesome, and they're not really pointed at you quite yet, makes you really upset, and you start losing some of that happiness. We will ignore Hellion for now. We've got High Speed, who pretty much everyone kind of just walks away from and don't even realize that he did anything. You do see as there's one kid who pops up, and as he walks up to you, he's like, "Hey, you, Mister!
Yeah, what's up, buddy?
I saw you.
You saw me.
Yeah, I saw you running. You were so fast." And you see as he's like imitating you, as he's like running very slow, even for like kid standards, as he's just kind of running in a very big circle around. He's like, "Choo, choo, 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 choo," making sound effects.
I just follow him, like, yeah, I was.
And as you're watching him run around, he's like, "Look how fast I am."
You're super fast, dude.
And as he does the circle, you see as he's like, oh, as he falls.
I pick him up and like, here, you want a signature? Something? I don't really do that.
Yeah, what's your name?
I'm High Speed.
High Speed. That's so cool because you're High Speeds.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
And he gives you, he doesn't have anything. He's like, I've got this book. And you see, it looks like a comic, like what you would see as like being a comic book in your age.
Yeah.
You see what resembles that. He's like, sign it. And you see on the title, it says, The Adventures of Golian, the Boar, fastest man alive, as the front cover.
I chuckled myself. Gullen's gonna be so pissed. You know what, buddy? How about I get Gullen to sign?
Oh, you know Golian?
Yeah, I do. He's my teacher.
No.
He's who taught me to run this way.
No.
Yeah, I do.
That would be so cool. I gotta ask my mom.
You should go ask her.
As you see, as he runs off into the crowd,
Be safe.
and you don't see him again.
I kind of just laughed at myself like,
That kid probably died.
it's not. I just
For the audience, you see as he meets up, Mom's like, Mom, I met that fast guy. He's like, Golian's like, no, High Speed. He's like, huh, not sure who that is, honey, but that's cute. And she takes him, and they just kind of walk home.
I just smiled at myself. Being a hero isn't about all the news and whatnot. To me, it's helping people.
Can I add to my statement?
Statement edition for the masquerade. Take one.
I don't want to do the whole thing again.
You don't have to do the whole thing, just your add-on.
Yeah, just add him to it.
It's a really big honor to be working with Plan B and my teammates High Speed and Hellion and Gotcha. Go Plan B, and I'll.
And you hear everybody go, woo, Plan B. Yeah.
Hellion, as he's walking with Gotcha, suddenly stops. His ears twitch, and he goes, "Gotcha, something very stupid just happened."
And you see as Gotcha looks at you so intense, like, what? What do you feel?
I feel like the masquerade has said something he's going to regret.
He does that a lot.
He does.
Note for future: we put this in at the during Masquerade's interview.
The hopefully that helps the others get some fame and you get to 0 and you get to negative 504.
I've got more fame than you'll ever have.
It's okay.
No,
naked.
we're,
It's
it's
naked.
we're equal. I'm just
No, it's not.
positive. Are you? Oh,
Yeah.
He is.
I thought you were negative 505.
No.
He is infamous. Don't compare.
I thought you were negative
People
500.
think about me and then suddenly their head implodes because they just can't comprehend who I am.
Well, Hellion, do you want to run through Gotcha and them getting hit by random people who have
Yeah,
heard
sure.
about it?
If you want to do that for the recording, sure.
That way, I mean, everybody has to do an interview one way or another.
This is like after you guys got back, almost like outside the tower.
Yeah, we could have it be like that. Just throw it in at that point.
Okay.
Good cut for me to add this in. Yippee. Ah.
So we've got Hellion quickly gets as he makes his way back to the Starling Tower after having a quick travel with Gotcha. Gets stopped by somebody who's dressed in a black trench coat, has a black eye patch, looks at Hellion's like, you've been one of the good guys now, eh? As you kind of recognize the voice a little bit, but not too much. As you hear, so I'm from Bad Actions Analytics Media. And BAM, it wants to know, why the turn of heart, Hellion?
Hellion looks at this guy, and then he undoes his leather vest and reveals the bomb. It's like, because this is plugged into my heart.
Okay, plugged heart. And does this plugged heart cause you any problems?
Well, if I don't do what they tell me to do, they will blow me up. I am literally being a good guy against my will.
That's not what we do.
Blow up or be good. Okay. And then, anything else that you need to tell the people on your new escapades as Hellion the hero?
Don't say that, son. People are gonna start spreading that around, and they're just gonna get their hopes up for when I'm finally free and I get back to do what I do best.
Too bad. I already whined it to everybody.
As I walk by him, my tail just slaps him in the side of the head.
And make a just make a strength check.
I'll take it. 12. That is a 23.
Yeah, with the 23, you think the simple flick of your tail sends him flying about 10 feet back. As he falls on his head, he's like, ugh. Yeah, that's the Hellion, I know. As he walks away, like, super happy and ecstatic, finally.
I look at Gotcha. This city is just full of idiots.
She looks back, like, there's way too many idiots, for sure.